Colleges nationwide are expecting the return of pro-Palestinian demonstrations this fall. This as thousands flock to Chicago to protest President Biden's handling of the Israel-Hamas war. Joining us now to discuss the motivations behind these protests is Editor-in-Chief of Campus Reform, Dr. Zachary Marschall. Thousands of protesters, as you know, have descended upon Chicago to protest the DNC. They're calling for a Gaza ceasefire, and of course that is just one of several issues they are calling attention to. All things considered, do you think this is an effective way and opportunity to protest?
Yeah, it's great to be here. And we saw a lack of leadership from our higher education leaders this spring, and we're seeing the same lack of leadership from our political leaders this summer. How could it not be an effective way to protest? Because these anti-Israel demonstrators and agitators are getting exactly what they want. We already saw video on X this evening of some agitators breaking through the barriers at the DNC. We saw college students hold their campuses hostage. So until we see a critical mass of our leaders, use force and use law and order to have law and order, not only in our society, but also on our campuses, the protesters are going to do what they want and they will get away with it.
Recently, Columbia University's president resigned, along with several university presidents before her, following anti-Israel protests. What message do you think the resignation sends to students from all backgrounds, including those affected by discrimination and violence on campus?
This is the third Ivy League president who has resigned in less than a year because of this issue. So if I were a pro-Hamas student, I would be seeing this as a sign of weakness. I would be seeing that our leaders at our most elite universities don't know what they're doing. President Shafiq lost the plot months ago, and she never regained her footing. And I think we're going to see students be more emboldened and more vengeful, and we can expect even more violence this fall because no university has done enough this summer to make sure that what happened last spring cannot happen again.
This hits close to home for you. As a Jewish professor, you personally have seen anti-Semitism on campus. You have felt the backlash. What safeguards do you want to see to prevent this in the future?
Yeah, as a Jew going through the higher education system, I constantly have felt during my PhD that I had to disown my religious beliefs. I had to disown my pro-Israel beliefs just to fit in on campus. And what we need to see happen this fall is very little, which makes the situation so sad. We just need to see universities step up and enforce their anti-discrimination policies in the same way they would enforce it if this was against Black students, if this were against Hispanic students. They refused to do this when it came to Jewish students, and they just have to get a backbone and actually expel and suspend the offenders.
Editor-in-Chief of Campus Reform, Dr. Zachary Marschall, thank you for joining us tonight on the National Desk.
Thank you.